Just started.
Shabbat shalom.
Say it again, bro. Go over it.
You texted me.
I'm over your religion.
You-
You're not even Hebrew.
Jewish. I think the word is Jewish. You
Uh,
texted me. I love the text. He goes,
You
I texted you on St. Patrick's Day, and you're like, hey, we're going out. And I said, oh, yeah, cool, man. Shabbat shalom. And you
Yeah.
go, I don't think you know what that means.
That's what you ended. That's how you ended our conversation. I'm like, hey, bro, come out, come drinking with us. It should be a good time. And you're like, we're in the village, bro.
Oh.
We're at the village.
You're going to knock
like,
on
oh,
the...
all right.
First of
all
all,
right.
paint the background.
All right.
What's the village? The village is Disneyland for suburbia folk.
Old folk.
No, not old folk. It's folks
It's
who
older.
are it's mid 30 to your mid 40s with kids that are
You just described hipsters. So
Mid-30s
would
to
you say
mid-40s?
The village is hipster.
no. That's the last thing from the village.
Really?
Boise's the hipster.
Really?
The people that I'm kicking with at the village are the people who live in my subdivisions and the people who have kids that are under the age of, I'll say, under the age of
Are
16.
you kicking with anybody at the village?
No, dude, just me
You're
and the
by
missus.
yourself,
Just
huh?
no, the missus was there.
It's just you. Lonely beard. Tears in your beers.
I have awkward selfies where she didn't want to
Tears
take
in
them
my
just
beers.
to prove for moments like this. She's like, "Why are you taking pictures right now? We're ordering food." I go, "Nobody's gonna believe us."
No one will believe me. No. But I was trying to get you to go downtown for St. Patty's.
By the
St.
way,
Patty's.
happy day after
Happy-
happy day
Happy
after
St. Patty's Day.
day after St. Patty's. Is that St. Patty's post? Is that how we get
Post St. Pat's.
post St. Pat's?
Let's just call it Post St. Pat's.
Oh, yes,
Let's
be
just go ahead
true.
and call it that.
Wasn't quite so jolly when the major was running things.
No, that was not.
Oi, yeah.
Hey,
Bees of honey for
give me
money.
a bees. Give me your bees.
Bees of
I
honey
want
for
your bees.
money.
Yeah, no, but so I hit you up like, hey,
Yep.
kind of a run of the mill thing that we decided to go
Happened
downtown.
just like that. Yep.
Yeah, we decided to grab a hotel downtown and just go party it up down there.
You and the missus?
And you were like, yeah. Well, we had some friends too. we were like,
Who else?
I don't want to
The
say.
episode 4 guys
don't
with 6
wanna
dicks. Is that what you said?
What?
6 dicks?
That was me, bro. And we're not talking about that right now, okay? It was a special moment.
Oh my gosh, it was.
No. But I hit you up. I was like, hey, Alex.
Yep.
You should come downtown. You should come meet us at downtown. And you were like, oh, I'm at the village. I'm tied up. I'm tied up at the village.
Also,
Which the village never ties up anybody.
very inconsiderate for you to text me the moment off. In fact, here's the way I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking of is you got to the hotel, you got comfortable with the missus, you dropped off your bags, you took a shower, you got your bang on with the missus.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Listen. Well, I mean, we're married. This is same.
You imagine this whole process? Do
No,
you?
but that's what I would do.
You imagine this whole
No.
process.
That's
Hey,
one.
You imagine me fuck? Come on, bro. It's all
Bro,
right. It's
bro,
all right if
not
you did.
one bit. Not one
It's
bit.
all right if you did.
No. I imagine
It's
my
all right
own.
if you did.
I imagine my own, bro.
It's all right if you did.
Listen, if it was me, I'd drop off my luggage, take a shower, turn on TV, get my freak on with my mammy,
Get your freak on.
right? And then when me and the shorty, right, my wife, are done, I would, we would, we get
then
all
everything comes back to fruition, right? Like,
right.
you're like,
The blood pressure,
oh,
the
I
blood
should
pressure
probably
normalizes, right?
hit
Okay.
up my peeps.
Yeah. So no. That's not when you do it. That's when I would do it. I'm still in the hotel. I'm getting dressed. That's when I would do it.
Oh,
When
that's
you
when
did it,
I
this
did
this is when I feel like you did it. No. I feel like you're in the elevator going down, and you go, let's see what Alex is doing. Hey man,
No,
real
no,
cash,
I was-
real cash, checking out the
I
place.
was
Happy
chilling
St.
in the
Patrick's.
hotel.
Mhm.
I was in the hotel room when I texted you that.
You made it easy to
thought to
say no.
myself-
You made it
No,
easy not to
no,
come.
No. I thought to myself,
Don't
hey,
make it easy
I'm
to
in,
come.
I'm in Buzet. I
Buzet.
should probably
The
invite.
Buzet. That's what French say.
invite my
Boise.
Boise-
Boy, that's what
I
French say.
should
It's
probably
very
invite
true.
my Boise
Buzet.
boy and let him know that I'm downtown.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, man. We just got to Izumi's, man. Shout out to Izumi's, one of my favorite sushi places in suburbia.
Sounds made up.
Except if I'm downtown.
Sounds like Zoomies, the snowboard show.
Skylar's working the
You're
front
rolling
desk.
with them.
Got a sick
Everyone's
rat
got a
sticker.
paint on.
Yeah.
They all got bandanas and long hair.
Yeah. Rhinestone
Every one of 'em.
jeans, or not
Every
jeans,
one
but
of
the belt buckles. Remember those ones
I
from
hope so.
Zumi's?
Silent moment. I'm just
For
gonna-
the next 6 minutes, we should be like, as it, bro? Really?
We
Really?
I think we had this conversation
We did.
in a past episode
We did.
where I said
Puka
I
shells?
could never
Yeah.
I could never afford anything there, and you're like, oh, I used to buy stuff there all the
No.
time. Of course you did.
No,
Alex.
dude,
Of
get out of
course
here.
you did.
I had 17
grew
credit
up in
cards
the
before the
hood,
age
son.
of 18, and they're
I
all like
grew up
5.
in hard streets.
You
I
said
didn't have
you grew up
any
on
money.
a farm. You
Well,
drove
we didn't have money.
an international.
It doesn't matter. We didn't have money.
Nobody had money. There's like 1% of kids who had money.
Then how could you afford Zoomies?
I
for,
did.
For
Oh, Uncle Sam.
sweetness?
Oh, here's a fun fact. When I was in middle school, I'm not even kidding you. My folks got me sneakers. I remember for school, they got me. Well, Payless is going out of business. I didn't want to turn this podcast into a dark place right now.
Hey.
But back in the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s, they had the 4-stripe Adidas. Nobody's gonna blaspheme like that right now. But I had the 4-stripe Adidas, and dude, I can't tell you how often. I thought people
That
would
means they're
notice.
pretend or what?
Oh, well,
Is it
Adidas
just
is 3
3?
stripes.
I don't know. I don't wear Adidas.
I don't know. I don't know how to count,
Hey,
bro.
do I look like a guy that plays soccer?
Yeah.
When you look at me, you're
Yeah,
like,
dude.
hey, Jared plays.
Hey, stop bringing math into this, bro. This is
he's
just.
a mean goalkeeper, bro. Hey, am I a great goalie?
Yeah.
I
Let's
am.
just put it this way.
I'll tell you right now, I am not playing soccer.
Dude, let's just put it this way. I kept my
you'll never
virginity
see Adidas.
solid through high school and middle school
Because you were so hardcore on the pain of the.
because I had the 4-strap Adidas.
So you got a lot of kickback from that, huh?
Dude, even bros didn't want to hang out with me.
Oh,
Yeah. So finally,
soccer in America.
Finally, dude, I was 18 years old. So my dad did this weird thing. I don't know if anybody else did that. So I was 16 years old. Oh, no, I was 15 years old when I had my first job. And my dad's like, you're living under my roof, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get you a car. So he got me my 96 Honda Civic. I mentioned this before. And then here, this is I don't support this, but I don't wonder if anybody else did. He made me give him every paycheck I got. All right. Because he's like, hey, I'm paying for your living. I'm paying for all this stuff. I paid for your car. And so I gave him every paycheck. And now that my paychecks were like,
do this with my son. Right?
they were like between 150 and 200 bucks a month. They're not like extravagant paychecks.
Right.
You're 15 years old.
You're working what, like 10, 20 hours a week? Or a
Exactly.
month,
Exactly.
A month?
Exactly. And so I remember I would, cash the check at like checking the cash, and I would give my mom cash to give to my dad. And I remember stashing away like 10, 15 bucks away at a time. Like literally, I'm in jail and I'm saving
This is
all
your
the
Zoomies
toothpicks.
money?
Yeah, I'm dude.
You were keystering it?
Dude, I was.
You said jail, bro.
There's dark.
You were
They were-
keystering it, weren't you?
Hey, bro. They say cash has a lot of feces
Hey.
on it, and it's because of that.
Yeah.
It's true story. It's just science.
Yeah.
It's just science. So I
Trying to
remember
hide it from-
I would
trying to hide
stash.
it from family members.
Dude, I went Rosa Parks, and dude, I was stashed $5 at a time. Like, don't question my
Rosa Parks?
history.
You just
I
did
was
you just
thinking-
compare yourself to a
I wanted-
African American woman that
I did.
would not go to the back of the bus.
I wanted to say Anne
And-
Frank. I wanted
wow.
to say Anne Frank.
is much better.
I wanted-
Rosa Parks. That's
Oh, dude, public school failed me.
this is what you just
Dude,
said. You just
not
reached-
only
you reached
not
so
only
hard.
did I not have the real Adidas's, but I also failed the social studies and
trying to do
history.
comparability to a historic figure.
Oh my god, that was
That's
magical.
cool, though.
Hey,
It's
you
cool.
know what?
Eh,
I don't see color.
Nobody's-
Can I
hey,
say this? I don't see
nobody's-
color.
nobody's facts checking us.
Whoa, whoa! You
I
can't
said
say that word.
facts. I said
Do
facts.
not. These people heard you,
Yeah.
and at this point, we're just gonna put it on repeat what Jared just said.
It'll be like me just blah, blah, blah.
I'll forgive yours if
I
you
said
forgive
facts.
mine.
I
I'll
said
f- I
facts,
f-
bro.
No, you did
I
not.
did too.
Listen,
There was
hey,
a
hey, listen,
CT
hey,
on the
listen,
end.
listen.
There was a CT on the
I'm gonna
end.
forgive yours if you forgive mine.
No, you went too far.
People never forget.
You went too far.
The Army never forgets. By the way, the Army just hit 188 on Facebook.
190.
Get out of here. Hey,
190.
shout out to the
I thought it was
190th.
200.
The
but
190. Hey, but you know what?
I thought it was 200, but who's counting? Who's
Yeah,
counting?
we're not
You
at
know?
war. Hey, we're
Maybe-
not at war. That's the most important
Maybe 10
part.
more. Yeah, maybe 10 more people need to push a like button on that. That's all I'm saying.
And then get bombarded with 20
Yeah.
posts that says subscribe.
yeah. Hey, those are good, solid posts.
They're very clever. I like them
I
a
just
lot.
try to do a daily thing.
I like them
if
a
it's
lot.
annoying, I'm sorry.
I like them a lot.
I like to do
We're
like
just
a
trying
daily-
to remind you what to do. And you know when
daily
he,
reminder.
when he posts that, just say, "Hey, I already did."
It all gets.
Right.
Well, I mean, it all gets lost in the Facebook feeds anyway.
Stupid algorithm.
So
No, the algorithm is retarded.
I try.
Oh, can't say retarded. Sorry, we can't say retarded on.
It's offensive.
It's offensive to the social justice warriors. The algorithm is dumb. I was actually doing a brand new media kit for my business, and a media kit's basically you saying, "Here's my platforms, here's the traffic that we're getting, and here's why it would be beneficial for you to spend money to advertise here." And I looked at my Instagram. I was like, okay, so my Instagram is like roughly 28,000 subscribers or followers. And then I was okay, so my impressions are basically like how many people see your post, right? So the 28,000 plus like the keywords like hashtag whatever.
Right.
So end of the day, on average, I'm pulling like between like 150 and 170 impressions. So basically, how many people see it, right? 150,000, right? 150 or to 170. And so you look at
a day,
a month. Sorry, this is a monthly.
A day.
And then you go to YouTube. YouTube does the same thing. Okay, so you have my YouTube at that point right now has like 18,000, and okay, so I'm getting 150,000 views, right? So I go to my Facebook. Keep in mind, I post the same stuff, but Facebook is so pay to play right now that literally, if you want anybody to see your stuff, you have to pay and spend money.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Get this. For the month, same stuff I post on Instagram, stuff that like got me, that pays my bills basically for these companies.
Right.
250 views on my Facebook page a month, coming from 150,000 impressions.
And that's Mr. Build It?
Mr. Build It, yeah.
You have a Facebook page on Mr.
Yeah,
Build It?
I do. Yeah,
See,
I do.
I don't even know.
Well, but it doesn't matter.
I'm like, I'm your boy, and I don't even
I know.
that.
Well,
I've
you
never
know,
seen anything posted on
is this?
Mr.
Are we
Build It.
fighting? We're fighting.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm apologizing to you because I didn't even know. Yeah, I thought you were just kind of anti-Facebook. Honestly,
No,
I
haven't.
See you ever post
no,
a lot.
but Facebook. Here's the thing.
But I mean,
Even if you follow
roll.
me, even if you follow me on Facebook, and I've heard this before. Now I'm not gonna make a public statement, but I believe in it. That people have said things like, I didn't see people like. Sometimes Facebook will actually hold your stuff for certain people that like and follow you not to see it, because it's one of those things like. It's a saying in the blogger community. It's pay to play. Like, you want to play, you want people to view your stuff, you got to pay money.
Yeah, they send me things all the time. Like,
boost this, boost that.
If I go through my my feed, it'll be like, it'll show like things I posted, and it'll be like, oh, if you pay this amount of money, more people.
How
can
many
see
impressions
it.
or reach you can
so
get?
many people can. Yeah, it'll tell me
It's
how many
all
people have
empty.
seen it and how many people will see it if I do pay this X amount of money.
And they say like you can use these kind of keywords because it's people who like these kind of keywords.
Right.
Like, let's say woodworking in my industry. Okay, we'll put the word woodworking, woodworker, and all this stuff. DIY building. You can put all those things. People who like these kind of keywords, and still, you'll get the engagement. Like if you I spent $100. Right? I'd be like, okay, here's one post. Let's pay $100. Let's see how many people can view this. And they're promising me like 15,000 views of this, right? Or people reached. And I'll do it.
Did you get it?
I do it, and you get the views, but the conversion rate is so off. The conversion rate is like, you'll get like, from that one campaign, 12,000 people saw it. And I think I got like maybe 3 followers or subscribers, maybe 5.
Jeez.
It's I don't think it's a good system. I think it's Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you know Gary V, but he's this entrepreneur guy.
Oh, Gary V. Yeah. My boy Gary V is who you're talking about.
With the knees.
I love that dude,
bro. He's doing well. He's
love
doing
him. Good. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi.
Jared said what
He's
up.
my boy, dude.
Jared said what up.
Yeah,
Anywho.
Gas. Ask him how little fucking Susie's doing. I love that. I love that sweetheart.
She's been dead for 17 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Me and Gary V has lost touch.
That GERD got her.
Oh, the GERD. Catch up. Dude, she forgot to get on that.
First of all,
Zantac
what are your
diet.
thoughts on rabies, dude? Do you feel like we have enough? Do you feel like we have enough awareness for rabies? Or do you feel like we need to do more still?
No, I think we're right where we should be with the rabies.
Hey, rumor has
epidemic.
Rumor has it, and I don't want to spitball. I don't want to be spitballing some stats left and right, shooting from the hip. But rumor has it that in terms of rabies, we're losing about people have rabies. Now, I'm not saying how many people died, but I'm saying about 4,000 people out of every 10,000 years get rabies. Do you
just
feel
made
like
that up, dude?
Do you feel like
I can see it in your eyes. You just made that up.
Do you feel like, bro?
You
First
just
of all,
made
what you see
that
is a
up.
pupil and some hazel.
just
That's what you're
made
seeing.
that up, dude.
That's what you're seeing.
Yeah, there's a huge this just in raccoon riot. Okay.
First of
Rabies
all, hey,
outbreak.
why do raccoons
Everywhere.
have to look like thieves? Like
I don't know.
the bandit? What do you think that came from?
Because they like to come and snag stuff.
I don't
shiny
know, bro.
things.
I feel like even the grizzly bears, the most ferocious creatures of the forest, still
Right.
don't get anything that bad. Where you're kind of like the raccoon, the bandit, the black bandit.
Well,
Zorro.
It's an
Do you remember
old fashioned. They
Zorro, by
come
the
in-
way?
They like to come. Of course, I remember Zorro.
Dude, Zorro's my jam.
No, but I mean, we've had them come on. They'll come on to my little farm here. See, like chicken eggs.
Yeah.
So they'll come and snag chicken eggs and stuff.
Do they ever hurt the chickens?
I've never, not that I know of, but we've had our chickens killed
It's the
by
owls.
many. We're surrounded by predators out here. Poor, hey, poor little chickens, dude.
Hey,
Our chickens get ransacked.
that was pretty deep though when you said we're
It is,
surrounded by
it's sad,
predators,
dude.
but both on the farm
It's
and off
sad,
the farm,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
We're surrounded by predators, right? You gotta equip
Predators,
yourself.
dude. They surround us. They're everywhere. That's why the army needs to get, army needs to tighten up.
Equipped.
Army needs to tighten up, dude.
Hey,
We're a little too slack.
can I say this right now? 10 hut.
Hey, I just want to say that the army's a little lax right now. We're a little lax, and I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
that's
not,
expected.
Yeah,
that's
it's
expected.
We're not, we're not fully equipped.
We're not. Well, but we're also not in
We're
a.
not fully
I feel like the
equipped.
army doesn't understand we're in a dangerous state right now.
Right.
Right.
I was watching Band of Brothers the other day.
Ooh,
The
good
series on
movie.
HBO. No, it's a series. On
Oh,
HBO,
you. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The actual series.
Yeah.
And it really got me thinking about how
Yeah.
we need to get it together.
10 hut.
We need to get this army together.
I've said it before, Jared. I'll say it again. 10 hut.
Those guys, yeah, they go strong before they
Look,
go to war.
you have to have seen some things, and I always wish for the Pillow Talk Army to have seen some things, right? To be like, you know what, you want to white knuckle this thing, right? You want to show some bruises, you want to show some scarring, you want to show some beat up livers out there, right?
Whoa, yeah.
Well, if you have to,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's got their own skeletons.
Yeah,
in
the
closet.
only beat up liver should be after
St. Patrick's Day.
the people that drink. Yeah, the people that drink and listen to the show.
Oh.
That's what it should be.
How funny!
Along with us.
How funny would it be if people are drinking, watching YouTube? If somebody has a picture of them sitting in front of a YouTube video,
They do
on their
I've been
laptop.
told from
No,
my
like
friends,
drinking and
saying, like,
shooting.
I've got to have a
Yeah.
whiskey in my hand before I listen to your podcast, and I'm like, yeah, as well you should.
You
You
should
should.
look. You have to have surround sound and whiskey in your hand. It's like,
dude.
yeah.
You know those gamer seats?
oh
Those
yeah,
little
yeah,
chairs.
yeah,
that
yeah.
have the speakers.
Uh-huh,
How
uh-huh.
dope would that be? Like
Yeah.
whiskey in hand,
Yeah.
gamer
You-
chair.
You hear Jerry like
And you're
whisper here,
listening.
and you look over but it's just you in your
Yeah,
room. Really,
you're getting me and Alex
Yeah.
on each ear.
it's
Like,
it's you in a room wearing a
That'd be-
snuggie.
that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, wearing a
Somebody
snuggie
send that.
and a Raiders hat.
Somebody
That's
send that
it.
picture.
Yeah, you should. Better if it's wearing a tankini as well. Don't do a snuggie. Snuggies are going out. I feel there's better fabric we can use. Snuggies just
I
that
have a
fabric.
tankini on like almost every time I go to the gym now. It's weird.
Already?
Yeah.
Well, the
Already.
gym's different.
Said already.
Well, the gym's
already.
different.
Already.
Well, but what about in the wintertime? You're
I
probably
have it
wearing
all
a
the time.
tank. You're wearing
I always wear a hoodie over top,
a. Are you?
and then when I get the sweat on, bro,
Mhm.
when I get the sweat on,
I get it.
then I shed it.
Shed it.
I shed it.
And then you
sport
sma-
the tankini.
and then you smash the chest.
smash the chest. You called it, man. I smashed the chest.
Hey, I calls it like I sees
Every
it.
day's chest.
I sees thy chest.
Half day should be half your week should be chest day, then the other half should be arm day. That's just,
And if you're not doing that, what are you doing with your life?
yeah. And then just go ahead and skip the legs. Skip the legs.
What are your thoughts on
nobody's
leg?
looking
What are
down
your
there.
thoughts on leg day?
I hate leg day, but I do it.
Are you? You're not a big
I
leg day
wasn't
guy.
yet, I wasn't genetically blessed with great legs.
Don't you say that.
No, I
Don't
wasn't.
you
I
say
wasn't
you are
genetically- I
strong,
wasn't.
beautiful, and
I
confident.
am, but I wasn't genetically blessed with really developed legs.
If I could say one word to
So
describe
I
you, can
have
I?
to do.
If I can
leg
use
day.
one word to describe you, stallion.
Thank you.
Well,
I appreciate that.
And good stallions have good legs.
But
bro.
I had to.
I don't know.
I had to do leg day. Like I have to, but I could see people that were already like there's the short stout guys that
Yeah,
have
yeah.
kind of the thicker legs already. I could see how it'd be easy to skip it.
Well, you would also. I
be
feel
an
like
easy-
those short
easy choice.
short stat. Do you feel like they have an advantage? Is that what you're saying? Because the muscle's so condensed.
I just feel like their legs are already thick,
Like,
so it's
they-
kind of
they-
body proportioned.
They
out.
take 6'2" tall, beautiful man like yourself, elongate that
Yeah.
muscle. Then you say, you know what? Here's a
Yeah.
5'8"
I
man
got long,
named
skinny-
Jeffrey, and
skinny
then
legs,
Jeffrey's
bro.
compressed now, so he looks bulkier. I've met those
Jeffy's
guys.
got thick hammies already.
And you know about things about those
Thick
guys?
calves.
Those guys never tip either. Good luck going to a coffee shop, bro.
Yeah.
They want
Mm.
one.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The only thing I do for leg day is I'll do some. This is gay, but I'll say it because I
Right.
do it. I'll do some dumbbell squats, right? Some like 50 pounders. I'll hold both 50s. I don't care. I got nothing to lose.
Wow.
But then I'll go.
You're,
I'll go run 10 miles in the
You're
hills,
getting
bro.
after it,
I'll do
aren't
10 miles in the hills, bro.
Hey,
Come see me up
speaking
there,
of,
bro.
what's-
High altitude? No way your red blood cells can keep up.
When's the Robbie Creek thing happening?
Robbie's not coming. So
Robbie should come.
Yeah. So Robbie said, "Nah, bro, you're
Okay,
too
well,
fast for me."
Ruby.
Hey,
Ruby
hey.
Diamond Creep. When
Oh,
is that
that's
happening?
for true.
Creep.
Oh, Ruby coming out with out
Yeah,
here.
Ruby.
It's gonna be quite well out here. That's for true.
Irie.
I do say
Say
that's
Irie
for
up
true.
in here.
I
What's
feel
happening?
like the English accent is the British accent's very like just self-proclaiming, self-state. Like obvious, like
should
I
always
do,
be.
I do say that's true.
We should always get
Yeah,
that.
that's very Australian too. Of
Every
us as well.
time.
I feel
Every
like we're offending
time.
everybody right
Every-
now. Yeah.
Every time we talk about running,
She was once, twice,
we
three
should-
times a stranger. Hey,
strange.
strange.
Anyway,
April 20th.
Roby Creek,
Roby Creek is April 20th. The year of 2019.
year of our Lord,
The Lord.
2019.
2019. And so we're what?
Beautiful.
We're 18th right now. So we're a month away.
Ooh,
We're a month away.
getting nervous?
Yeah, you know why? I did 10 miles. When did I do? Friday. I did 10 miles, and I got up to mile 5 because the idea was run up. Because a lot of people are saying this, the downhill run is the hard part, right? Because you don't train running 5 miles downhill. Your back, your calves, everything's burning.
That a lot of people to me sound like
Yeah,
the fuckers.
that was easy.
Yeah, exactly.
It was easy.
Downhill's always. It'll burn a different part of your leg.
Yeah, I will.
Come
deal,
on.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
will. I will deal with that back pain.
Those
I will
guys
deal.
those guys are the assholes.
I don't. They really are.
Hey, downhill's the worst part, bro.
Yeah, nobody warns
Hey,
you about the downhill.
Yeah, they don't tell you. Hey, the whole time you're training for the incline.
Yeah.
it's the decline you got to worry about. Like,
You know who says that too?
Nah.
It's the dicks and
yeah,
spandex
exactly.
too.
It's the jerks.
Ah, dude, it's such a douche thing to say.
It's the worst people.
That's what they say.
Worst people in the world.
That every time I run back, it's pretty easy because all I have to do is not
I'm
fall.
going downhill. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, somebody's like, "All right, bro,
Listen.
your gun to your head. You want to run
Yeah,
up
hit you.
or you want to run down?" You're like, "Down, bro."
Yeah, I'll run
Yeah.
down.
And if I can't run, I'll do a cartwheel. Like we'll still count
I mean,
it.
it'll hit your hammies, which you're maybe when
We
you're going
could-
uphill, you're used to getting that quad action.
We could all use some hammy
or
hits.
squats. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hammies are like
Yeah.
the hardest part to
I,
hit.
you know
so
what's
you're
harder
like,
than
hey,
you know what's harder than that? Here's
I'll
what
take that all
real
day.
here's what real people suffer with is going up a freaking hill with your heart rate hitting 190 and you're panting like you got mace in your face,
You're
bro.
gonna die. I don't want you to die on the Roby Creek run, bro. I'm worried.
You know,
about
if
it.
I
I'm worried
do
about
it, if I do
you're
it,
gonna
we're
you're gonna push yourself too hard, and
if I do it, I hope
I won't be
I
there
hope-
to give you CPR.
I hope the next host, the
I feel
co-host,
like I'm
the next co-host of the
I'm the only person here that can save you, bro. I'm really skilled. When
I can't give up this seat.
Make sure you hit me up before it happens. So I want to be there.
You want to be there?
Mhm.
Oh, I hope you do. I hope
I
you
want to be there and cheer you on.
It's gonna be a Saturday. You're always free
Yeah,
Saturday.
I'm off.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
off on Saturday. So
Mm. So there's a point that's the very peak of the so the first 8 miles are
I'll use
uphill.
CPR.
So the first 8 miles are uphill, right?
Mouth to mouth.
And then the last 5 are downhill. Well, I believe they said the 3/4 miles from 7 1/4 to the last 8 miles, right? The very last, because it includes inclines in like I believe 1,500 feet in elevation. They call it like Hell's Point or something like that.
Okay.
And apparently every year there's a guy comes out dressed like the devil and holding out shots for people trying to make him quit. Right, like temptation, like
that's
major
fun.
temptation, and so
That's
what
fun.
the misses and the kids, I
Guess
hope they
they have a
come out.
joke
They'll
about it.
come out. Yeah,
Like it's kind of a
people like holding beers for people trying to make
so
them
they,
quit.
They
Yeah,
keep it. They keep it.
yeah, lighthearted. and fun.
Casual.
Yeah, there's some kind
They
of
keep it casual. That's fun.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
I like that.
well, yeah, but this race, I didn't realize they call it the toughest race in the Northwest, like half marathon race, the toughest one in the Northwest. No, they do. That's what they call it. That's what people are saying.
Do they really
Bro,
call it that?
The first 8 miles are 1,500 feet elevation incline. Like
All
that's
right.
pretty hard.
Okay.
But the race sold it sold out in 13 minutes this year. 2,500 seats sold out in 13 minutes.
What do you mean seats?
Meaning you
Like
can
the people that are
only
gonna
only
participate?
2,500 people who can participate. That's the amount.
So were you sitting on your
I was
laptop like
with 3
pop,
minutes.
pop?
I was within 3 minutes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
13 minutes. It all sold out. Siri's trying to butt in. Siri, don't act like you're trying to.
Yeah, you don't know me.
You know when she like feels like she knows you and wants to chime in, and you're like, okay,
It's like
you're saying
Alexa.
what we've already said.
Alexa answers me all the time.
Don't say her name, bro.
And
Don't say her name,
she
bro.
makes me so angry.
Our phones are gonna pop up right now. Okay, no.
Alexa makes me so angry. Dude.
Don't say that, bro.
Dude.
I'll say Beetlejuice 3 times.
We got those little
Beetlejuice,
echoes.
Beetlejuice.
We got those echoes
You do
around the
have
house,
them? Yeah.
and those pop on sometimes, all creepily. Like,
Do you have the Echo Dot, or do
I
you have
don't
the
understand.
full home?
no, we just have the dots, but we have 4 of them, so they'll just like you can like I could talk to, my kid upstairs.
Yeah.
I could say
They
Echo
tether
Dot,
in. Yep, they tether in.
Echo Dot, shoot up on that other
Yeah.
one, and which is kind of invasive a little bit. Because it just flips them on. It just flips them on.
Oh,
Like
you
if
can
she wasn't,
live listen?
If she wasn't listening to,
It
like,
doesn't
me
warn
say-
them. It doesn't warn them.
No.
Oh wow, that is kind of invasive.
It's way invasive. I've never done it because I don't.
I respect the
I
privacy,
don't want
bro.
to. Yeah, I don't. I
Because
don't.
we're-
I don't want to invade in any type of whatever is happening.
You're in a very different stage than me, which is interesting, and I don't even I've never actually thought about this. Like I remember we I forgot my my SD card, and we had to use your daughter's SD card from her camera.
Right.
And you're like, I'm like, what's wrong, man? It's like I was like, do you have one? He's like, yeah, I have one. I was like, okay, what's the big deal? He's like, well, I got to go in my daughter's room to get it. I'm like, so it's your house, and I didn't register that because like my kids are 4 and 5. Like this is my
You
house.
go in their room all the time. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, I don't want to because they're just like closed
their
all over
door
the
in.
place.
You're like,
Yeah.
"Hey."
What are you hiding? Is this Chase
Yeah.
from Paw
Yeah.
Patrol, bro?
Teenagers are a little
Yeah.
different. Like you can't just go barging in their room.
Is it the fear? Do you not do it out of the fear of like I'm gonna lose their respect as a friend? Because you're both a father to them.
There's no fear. I like to give them that privacy. Like
I get it.
I feel like they deserve that. Like
Mhm.
she's her in particular. She's a really good kid.
But
Like,
what
she
about-
deserves
what
to be
about-
a-
But what about if? Okay, so explain to me. Like, let's say she gets home, and the first thing you say, "Hey, how's school? Cool. Hey, just a heads up, Alex forgot the SD card. We need an SD card. I know you had one. I just went in your room and got it." Is your fear is that she might be hiding something, or is your fear
No.
of like it's? I don't know. I guess I don't even know where to start.
There was no fear as far as she was hiding something. It was just her. I was worried that she might.
Is there a boundary? Klaus?
Be upset that I had crossed over a boundary or
What
I
age
just
is-
invaded her privacy.
At what age was the boundary
She's
created?
14. I mean, she's 14.
What age was the boundary created? Like, what do you
She's
feel
a
like the
young-
boundary?
She's a young woman right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I get it. You said
Yeah.
how old she is?
14.
14.
She
Uh,
just turned 14.
At what age do you feel like that boundary was created?
February.
Where did you have to? When did you have to act differently with a kid? Like, when do you feel like people have to act differently? Like
It was
that?
probably around the teen, like
Teen?
13. When she
13.
turned
So
13.
she's just new to
It
this.
was no longer like,
Mhm.
tossing your kid around, having a good time. Like, it was, kind of like,
Are you putting them like
tiptoe
arm bars? What do you
around
mean, like
things.
tossing them around? But in
You
the
know what I
arm bar
mean.
triangle is
you know what I
guillotine.
mean?
Yeah, I
You
get
can
it,
walk
yeah.
up to your kids right now and like throw 'em up
Strawberry.
in the
Do a
air
strawberry
and-
on their
yeah,
tummy. Yeah.
Give them the old wet willy.
Dude,
Tormenting your
I can
child.
legitimately say I've never given my kids a wet willy.
You've tormented your child.
Oh, I have for sure, for sure. But it's more of like taking my toe, my big fat
Yeah.
toe, and pushing into their belly, or asking belly like Beckham, like, "Let me kiss your belly," and he's
Yeah.
like, "No, Dad," and he's like, "All right, here you go," and he like kisses his belly, and I'm like, "Ah, yeah,
Give me a raspberry.
yeah." Give me
Dad.
that's what it is. I said strawberry,
Yeah,
raspberry.
you know what she told me the other day, which is it's hilarious. It totally sums up the whole social media era that our kids are growing up in.
Yep.
Is she was like, "Hey, Dad," I was like, "Yeah, I watched your podcast the other day." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. What'd you think?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was good. It's really good. It was funny."
Jimmy, it's okay.
I couldn't. No, this is what she said. I couldn't help to notice that Alex has beats. Alex has beats, and you don't. I'm like, oh, cool, cool.
Would you
Because to me, I'm like, I don't even
I
know.
don't get
I
it,
don't
yeah.
even notice the difference, and I don't even care. But
because you're a dad at that moment.
teenage-
That's
yeah,
you're a dad
yeah.
at that moment.
teenage kids, like they notice that. They notice that. Like she's like, oh yeah, no.
You know, you should
I
shoulder.
need the best iPhone. I need the best. Like it's all about that social. We're in that social media era right now.
yeah.
Our kids that are coming up,
Yeah.
the social media.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they're noticing things like that.
Well,
you
that's
should,
all they know.
you should have
All
responded.
they know.
You should have responded to her. Be like, oh, you noticed that? Okay, cool. You know why? Because you suck all my money out of me.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Alex got a 5-year-old. All he wants is Pirate Booty and some Paw Patrol, man. Like,
you say Pirate Booty?
you don't know Pirate Booty?
I don't know, but
This
I don't
is
know any little kid stuff. Right
100%. Every person listening to this podcast right now who has anybody under the age of 6 is be like, I get it, Pirate Booty.
We're so opposite.
You know what? You know that it is, and I think that's why this works because I'm a very beginner for like MMA, and you're an expert, and so that I think this is why the stuff works. But literally, dude, Pirate Booty for kids is like crack for a 38-year-old dude who never went to college and hooked back up with their ex again and listens to Linkin Park still.
I
Very
Linkin
specific. Well, you just fit the profile.
I'll still listen to Linkin Park. I won't lie.
I listen to a song.
Their older stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Are they still?
Obviously, they're not coming out with new.
Don't tell me they're making music. They need to stop.
They can't, dude. Chester died.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I worked with a gal who
that makes me sad.
she got super sad when like she's like, oh, I knew her and I knew her son because
Who's her?
The mom of the guy.
Oh,
yeah. And
like Chester's wife or something?
No, Chester's
mom.
Mom, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Like, I worked with her. And it's always weird when people find those like I don't know why people like, and I don't know, maybe it's because we work in the hospital setting, we see death.
We always try to
frequently.
reach for.
But I don't know why people like. To me, that's why it's always hard to like kind of empathize with people when they're like, "Oh, I knew their cousin's sister's brother's daughter,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "That's so many lines." Like,
Well, I mean, we work in the healthcare community, so we're like, I feel like I'm pretty impervious to death. Like I'm in fact, I know I'm impervious.
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like even when people that are close to me die, I'm still like,
no.
It's kind of a cold-blooded. It's kind of cold-blooded, but it's also.
I get it.
It's just the way that it's the way. It's the only way you can get by.
No,
like,
you
like nurse folk out there. It's the only way you get by.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
is
you
to
really
be
do.
like if you're someone that takes everything personal, it's probably pretty hard to be legit in the nursing world. Or the
I don't think you
healthcare
make it.
world, just the healthcare world in general. Like,
You have to.
it's like
I think if you take it really personal, I think there's a lot of dark periods, and I think through those dark periods, I think you tend to drink a lot. You know what I mean? I think
this podcast has been pretty.
Okay, I'm gonna lighten it up. Okay.
This podcast has been pretty. No. Let me real quick. Can I talk about my St. Patty's story?
Oh yeah, please do. How was your St. Patty's? So you guys
St.
got a
Patty's.
hotel.
So
and
we
you
went
texted
downtown
texted me in the elevator.
I texted you in the elevator as we were getting ready to leave.
Like a last minute thing
I
before
was
you
like,
get drunk.
hey, meet us out somewhere else.
Right before blacking out, you're like,
hey,
Alex, you should come out.
Are you in the? No, we're not. But meet me somewhere else. And then you text back, and I'd be like, we're already somewhere else. Yeah. I'd be like, we're already at this bar.
Come over here.
No,
it's loud.
It's a pretty funny story, but so we ended up going out with some friends, St. Patty's. We kind of dressed up, sort of dressed up.
I saw your little bow tie. That was cool.
Yeah, there was a dope bagpipe band out.
Really?
We were like jumping from bar to bar.
Oh, cool.
Super cool.
Yeah?
Super cool.
Sick.
Who doesn't, if you're even slightly Irish, who doesn't love a good fucking bagpipe band, dude?
Even if you did 22 and me and you were 23 and me.
Yeah, I know. My 22 and me actually told me I was like 2% Irish. I was like, this whole time I thought I was 10% Irish.
You're 1/32 of an Irish.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were so dope though. Really good. They're jumping around downtown
cool.
Bazay
Yeah.
area.
That's dope.
But anyway, so we ended up long story short, we bounced around a couple different places and we ended up at a balcony, which is a very known gay bar. It's a gay bar. Yeah. It's a gay bar.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey,
it's a bar. There's a lot of gays.
It's a gay bar.
It's all right.
Yeah, in my opinion,
you were there to support them.
No, in my opinion, if you want to go to a dance club in downtown Boise,
Boise,
go
to balcony.
Boise, that's the place to go.
Get your bosom, go to Boise.
It's probably the biggest dance club in downtown Boise. That'd be I can be way off, but in my opinion, that's probably the biggest. It's probably the biggest dance floor in downtown Boise.
I don't know of any other dance floor in Boise apart from the balcony. Like literally people. Hannah.
Pumping Hannah's.
Forget Hannah. I think she owes some money, bro. I don't care about Hannah.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah,
you don't name
Hannah? Listen, like if you name a place after your name, I think you got some daddy issues, man. Like you don't call a place, Hannah. I'm not gonna open up a bank and call it Alex.
There's only one place that you go to that they'll throw dildos at you, and that's Humpin' Hannah.
Is that Humpin' Hannah's?
She's that's the
dude.
Have you been there?
I got a concussion there. I got a concussion there.
She always has sex. She always has sex toys.
Really? That's a thing?
She'll literally like throw them at people.
Hannah herself.
I think it's actually the woman that owns. It's Rocky. Is her name? It's a band.
Can I tell you a fun fact about Hannah? Hannah's overhead is huge right now in stocking up that many things for every event.
Is always packed. Though.
Really?
That place is always packed.
Yeah.
It's a pretty dope.
She needs a new financial
as far as it goes, it's a pretty dope place because they always have like a big screen down that they're playing like dance music and dance videos, and then there'll come a point throughout the night where the screen rises up, and then her name is Rocky, but she owns a place. She.
Like that's the name you go?
I know I'm going too far, but the screen will rise up, and then she's got her own little live band, and she starts singing all these old. She sings like she's a karaoke band, she sings the old classic other people's songs.
The Prohibition stuff, I get it.
And then she throws dildos at your face.
That's her signature move.
Whoa, yeah.
That's her signature move. Assault with a deadly weapon.
You're all matrixing.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Dude, that seems like a place I'd only go with a Groupon.
Big black building. Yeah. You can only get Groupon passes there, actually.
Where is Humping Hannah's?
It's in downtown Boise.
Where?
Wherever
is it 8th? Is it 8th?
Everything else is.
Is it 8th?
I don't know, man.
You just
you walk around.
You just know how to trunk walk.
You walk around and you run into places.
Who's your tour guide, bro?
I don't need a tour guide. I just walk around.
And on this side of town, we have you like guys like dildos.
Anyway, back to us going to the balcony. So we go to the balcony.
Yep.
And I'm just a poor boy. Mm-hmm. I need no sympathy. But I'm just dancing, dude. I'm just dancing.
That's their move. That's your move.
I'm doing this.
It's taking the Maybelline, taking all the Maybelline crap off your face.
Yeah, I'm doing it all, dude. I'm going every move you can think of, and I'm just dancing my ass off.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, I drop it like it's hot.
Yep.
Pants blow out.
Yours?
Dude. My pants.
Get out.
Blow out, dude.
Were you wearing something like
back to leg day?
Were they fitted? Were they slacks?
I keep it tight, bro.
Were they fitted slacks?
No, they were not.
What were they?
They were skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans.
You ripped
jeans. Denim?
Busted open my denims, dude.
Dude, respect on spreading denim, dude, though. That's a thick fabric.
My legs were extra thick that day.
That might as well be kryptonite, bro.
Yeah, my ass was popping, and my ass was popping, and my hammies were booming, dude. And I busted out.
It looked like
busted out.
It like two solid hams.
Any better? So like I said, the balcony, a gay bar.
You got in for free.
This kid,
you got it for free.
This kid,
did you pay cover?
No.
You got it.
Never do. They always let me in.
Of course they do. You're a beautiful specimen, bro.
I'm a pretty guy.
Shout out to Jer.
The pants.
Yeah.
Old Jer Bear was going commando then.
Oh, that was the day you decided to do that. That was the day. That was the day.
Well, if you're wearing skinny jeans, it's hard.
It's a real estate.
To wear skivvies.
It takes up real estate. You can't put a sectional in a studio. I get it. I get it,
dude. I don't wear skivvies when I'm wearing skinnies.
Yeah. No, I get it.
No. If I'm wearing skinnies, I keep out the skivvies. That's just the way it goes.
It's one rule we stick to. It's a rule we stick to.
I'm just telling you right now.
You've gotten to this far in life, sticking to that rule.
Exactly. Here I am. Anyway, blew out the pants. The entire back end. Did the music
stop?
Entire back end. So, and it wasn't even, it's not like, I feel like me even telling this story right now doesn't explain exactly how far out I blew out that.
Can I just feel like this environment?
It was from ass to knee, dude. Like it was a blowout.
Did the music stop? Was it like the gay bar where they're playing Cher and they're like, "Do you believe in love after love?"
And exactly how it went.
And they go, Jer rips it. Yeah.
Everyone starts looking at me funny.
Oh, man, that's hard.
Yeah, I
sorry you went through
hustle
that.
Over. Yeah, I hustle over, and I luckily I wore a jacket that night. Ooh. It wasn't too warm.
You did
it was
warm around the waist?
I did the around the waist.
Yeah, I'll bring the 90s back, son.
But then I met the only man in my life that I've ever been intimidated by. Like,
really?
I've met many men that are large.
Was he thick?
Oh, dude.
Who was thick?
This guy comes up to me.
Yeah.
He had to have been 6'7".
Get
6'7",
out.
6'8".
Where's he hiding in Boise in the city of trees?
At least probably pushing 300 pounds. Big boy.
Thoughty right there.
Comes up to me. He's like, hey, who you here with?
Get out.
Nope.
He wasn't on staff.
Who you here with?
He wasn't on staff, bro.
No, he was on staff.
Ooh.
And he's like,
You were the
and I'm
belle
like,
of the ball.
I'm like, and I just, I just got back because I was wrapping my shit up, and they're still out dancing. And
He goes,
I'm-
don't be in such a
got
hurry.
friends.
He
I
goes,
got
"Don't be-
friends. I got friends there.
Don't be in a hurry, bro. What's
Yeah,
the hurry?
Yeah.
You know what the Christmas song was like? Oh, the weather outside. He goes, it's the weather. It's cold.
The weather.
Yeah. Oh, my father will be
This
so.
is what he said. Hello, Candy Cane.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
just
whoa.
one more drink.
Hey, Candy Cane.
Lick
No.
his lips.
No,
Oh.
no. It gets even better, Alex. 'Cause
Oh, God.
This man,
Dude, my eyes
This
are wet
man.
right now. My eyes are wet.
this man,
Yeah.
was fully dressed like a woman.
Get out.
Blonde hair, dress on,
So,
and he proceeds to tell me. He tells me a few things, and I don't remember. I was pretty
okay,
intoxicated.
tell me the dress. Tell me the dress. The dress. Was it like, okay, this is in style?
No, it was like a wedding dress.
Oh.
It was like a bright white,
You
glamorous dress.
He was coming to the balcony to get married.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, I'm a bride. I just need a
was,
groom.
He was walking the aisle
Oh,
as we spoke.
just searching for that Prince Charming.
But he was.
I've seen Tangled. I know how this plays out.
This gets so much better though.
Yeah,
See, he
yeah.
was like, we had kind of a short little conversation, and I was kind
Of course you did, right?
'cause,
Because you're a gentleman. That's why.
I'm a gentleman. I'll keep it
get it,
candid.
bro.
I'll always every
Don't
person
discriminate, yeah.
every person I meet. Because
Yeah.
I'm
Everybody wants love. I get it.
and everyone out there, the army knows me. I'm a super nice guy. Like I'll never get
We do it
aggressive.
for you.
If someone comes at me, I'll never get aggressive. I'm like, I think it's funny. Like
Yeah.
it's a joke to me. So
Yeah.
so I was keeping it candid, and, and then he looks at me and I cannot remember for the life of me. I can't remember what he said his name was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it was a woman's name. It was like Justine or something. He was like,
short
I'm
for
Justine.
Justine.
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
Is it
you're
though?
Justine. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, but my friends call me Earthquake. No joke, dude. No joke. I'm like,
You didn't
what?
ask why. Did you ask why?
He was a giant man. I knew why. I didn't need to ask why.
I feel like you have to ask
this
why.
dude was 6.
You have to ask
This dude
why.
was at least 6'7", at least 275, 300 pounds.
You already paid for the
He
show.
told me
You already
his
in there.
name was Earthquake.
You want to hear him explain to
My
you why?
friends call me Earthquake.
Because
I
you go here's a.
I couldn't keep it together after
what do you
that.
go by
I was
Earthquake?
started laughing. I was just
You go. What do you call? Why they call it earthquake?
like, that's so awesome.
Because it gets you with the aftershock.
I think it's more just when I walk.
That's a man that makes you climax
Stepping out
twice, bro.
rocking.
That's a
Yeah.
gift.
Jesus, bro.
That's a gift.
I didn't think it all sexual.
Well,
look where
I mean,
you went with it.
I break
Look
down
what
the numbers.
you went
Look,
with
man,
it.
you make somebody
I just
climax
assumed he's
twice.
a giant guy.
That's
so
a
when
gift,
he
man.
walks,
That means you know what you're doing. You're no longer a novice, bro. You're an expert.
in my mind, it's like when he walks, you're all, ooh.
No. It is
Whoa.
not. That's offensive, bro.
He's coming.
Do not bring weight into this, bro. He's just thick.
He's a giant
He's
dude.
thick.
He was a giant dude,
He's
bro.
a thotty, bro.
A thotty. He was a thotty with a hottie.
Bro, Justine. Shout out to Justine. You should get onto Craigslist.
Earthquake.
Misconnections.
Earthquake, if you're listening to this,
Yeah.
damn, dude, you
Yo,
made an impression on me. I'll say that.
I feel like you're summoning the Avengers.
I hope so. Is this like Thanos? You're like, oh, what did you lose?
Calling on the
Everything."
Hulk.
Yeah. What did you lose?
Yeah.
Everything.
And then we eliminated
Yeah.
half of their heroes.
Yeah. No, but we had a place at the Grove, so it was like I was the whole time like, let's just run back to the Grove. I'll put new pants on.
Justine's
It'll be fine.
Justine's like, I don't run.
Yeah, I'll come with you. No, you stay here. You stay here.
Where's my wife? Where's my wife?
I was just
Alicia,
trying
get
to
over here.
everyone- Yeah, I just wanted to go back and put new pants on. That's all.
want to be safe.
I'm like, I want to keep dancing, guys. Don't let me ruin this. Don't let me ruin this for you.
Was anybody wearing spandex at the place?
I'm sure a lot of people were.
That's just smart. That's just smart.
About?
That's just
You
smart,
know,
bro. I get it. It's like saying, does anybody wear shorts
I
to the
will say
gym?
this though, I was super disappointed in the downtown boys because I figured at St. Patty's it's got to be crazy.
No, you went the day
But I
before.
felt like I was one of the few.
went?
Well, we went on Saturday.
Yeah, that's St. Patrick's was Sunday.
Okay, who's gonna be downtown Sunday?
The real fans,
no,
bro. The real Irish.
There wasn't. Anyway, long story short, there wasn't a lot of people dressed up.
Yeah.
That kind of bothered me. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Really?
I thought there would be like green everywhere.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and leprechauns. I thought there would be leprechauns all over, dude.
Were you like the only one dressed up in green?
legitimately a believer in leprechauns. No, I wasn't. There was plenty of people dressed up in green.
Okay. So there's other people who were like, I got to work on Monday.
We didn't go. Yeah, we didn't go over. Oh, well, maybe we did. Yeah. Maybe we did go a little overboard. We were probably one of the few. We were probably one of the few that were really dressed up.
I don't know. I got a late invite. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Too bad you missed out on that. Felicia, I think Felicia had a tutu on. A green tutu.
You didn't want to wear that one?
I tried.
I would have.
Swing chair.
Nah, you know again.
I was rocking that bow tie.
She was afraid you would have pulled off.
I was rocking that bow tie, son.
What up, business casual?
I had the sleeveless collared shirt. Bow tie.
You know why? Because you've never met a sleeve you like.
I have not. Hashtag.
Never met a sleeve.
Coming too. Summertime's about here, and you'll never see me once in a sleeve shirt.
Speaking of the Irish, did you see McGregor?
Yeah,
McGregor walking into the Boston Bruins hockey thing.
Dude, that was dope.
That was
so dope.
That might as well be a Braveheart speech.
Well, I was more into. I love the jersey they gave him.
Oh, he said jersey. I didn't see the jersey.
They gave him a green McGregor.
No, I only saw on Instagram.
Bruins jersey.
Yeah, dude walks in and he did the McGregor walk with the shoulders walk. And he did this whole thing, which was kind of interesting because you really know that he always puts up a show and like some things he believes in. But he's talking about like being a team and your team makes you who you are. It's not about being heroic and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Your team makes you who you are, but you are the face and you're
a single fighter.
Yeah, but it was just so cool to see him be like walking in. It was cool to watch him do it.
It was okay.
You didn't get.
I like the puck drop part when they gave him they gave him this Irish green Boston Bruins jersey, and he went out and he kind of did a little
swag,
sprah and then dropped the puck. I like that part.
Really?
The locker room thing was okay.
Well, you know what? Some of us, believe in humanity. So
it's hard to put a lot of weight on what McGregor does.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's like the voice of our generation.
They did just announce that.
Who's he fighting? Well, is he fighting somebody?
Rumor mill.
Oh, is he Diaz? Cowboy?
No, rumor mill is that Diaz 3's coming.
Diaz? Why the thing with Cowboy never worked out? Why is that thing? Like, I feel like that was some.
From what I heard, that they wouldn't, which all bad on UFC. Assholes. That apparently they wouldn't give it a main event title. They don't want to give any sort of main event to a non-title.
It has to be a title
match. Is what they're saying. This is what they're saying, but which makes no sense because they've had plenty of non-title main events in their career or whatever. So I don't really know. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's what they're saying that they wanted to make it a co-main event. Yeah. And McGregor was like, because he makes all of his money off the pay-per-view shares. When they give him like X amount of pay-per-view shares,
he goes, gets beat up, and then chills out for 2 years.
On a yacht. Yeah. If he can get like he can get 20% off the pay-per-view shares, and the pay-per-view sells 800,000 shares, then he gets millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, so whether he wins or loses, it's
so that's how he makes the money off these fights is off because all of his fights obviously sell.
Oh, of course,
largely, and that's the big thing about him.
Is there somebody else that you feel like can promote
I would
a
love
fight?
Him to fight Diaz 3.
Oh, 100%. Do you feel like there's anybody else
that
promotes the fights as well as he does? Do you feel like there's anybody else who'd be like,
I don't know that he promotes. I don't think he promotes the fights that great. It's just something about him, something special about him that made. Because even when he was like, if you go back and watch his old fights, even before he was even like really even thought of, like he was getting like standing ovations and things when he would come out. Like there was just this weird Irish
the energy behind.
There was this weird Irish folklore.
Yeah, you said it.
That sounds horrible. Folklore. Well, it's not folklore. It's folklore. There we go. I can pronounce it right.
No, it's folklore.
Let me just pronounce it right first.
Yeah.
That surrounds him, this energy. Yeah, you're right. It's like this weird energy that
comes
around him.
He also I feel like demands that energy too. Like he walks in. I feel like there was never a day that he's like, is this the day that they respect me? No, I feel like it's day one. He came in with a confidence more than he was waited for, and then eventually one day that all caught up to him. Like what he was looking for, it actually caught up to him.
You might be right. I don't know. I remember watching like his second fight in the UFC. Joe Rogan was like, and as he was walking out, Joe Rogan was like, I've never seen anything like this. Like there was like a standing ovation as he's coming out.
Yeah.
And he's still like kind of a nobody.
Nobody, yeah. Well, because at the end of the day, power.
I think it was his look. It was, everyone wants to be a little Irish.
Well, well, yeah, but I also think that there's end of the day, people when they see power, they grab it and they demand it. They don't go and ask for power. Nobody has ever conquered a civilization and go like, hey, can we defeat you? Can we? No, you come in there and you conquer, and you could be the weakest bone in that body, but as long as you kind of dress for that role that you're looking for, I think you get away with it.
And the fight game's kind of changed. The fight game has evolved because of him. Because now it's like, when you win a fight, you have to go and call out the next person to get yourself motivated or moved on.
I always remember
because that's what he did. Once he won a fight, he would call out the next person, and so now everyone else has kind of followed onto that little tradition now. It became a thing. My
favorite movie till this day is always Gladiator with Russell Crowe, right? And just every scene that he's always had was always him coming in, the whole Teddy Roosevelt thing, which I think he got it from Teddy Roosevelt. He got it from Teddy Roosevelt.
I didn't know that.
In the future, speak softly and carry a big stick. But I just love the scenes in that movie where he came in there, and I feel like at every point he took the power. Where he came in, he did the scene where he stabbed the dude with one sword, and stab the guy with the next peck with the next sword, and then take the swords and just rip the guy's head off. Like, I mean, it's moments like that where you come in and you do things like that to take the power from people. And I feel like guys like McGregor, he did that with that. He never came in asking for it, to earning it. I mean, he earned it through his fights, but in his stats speak for himself. But I feel like moments like that,
it was always like, it's really weird as I feel like I'm a true fight fan. If you go back and watch his old fights and things as it's coming up, like it's just so, like, they call him Mystic Mac because the way like he would call his fights and things would happen. It's just so it's almost magical, like the way that he went on, and like there's certain people that he fought that you would think to yourself like, oh, he wouldn't have beat that guy if the situation was different.
He had a big thing about
he fought different people at different times in their careers, and you're like, oh, he wouldn't have beat them if there was a different situation about it. But it was just so it was so mystical, like the way he fought these people at a certain time, and it was all I don't want to call it lucky, but it was almost very lucky, like the way that his fight career ended up going about. And
I know we spoke earlier about this, that we don't support the black arts. All right, so we've established that with the Army.
I do. Wait, what are we talking about?
But no, not our black friends that do arts, but like the black arts. We don't support the black.
Wow.
Let the record short. Wow. Jeremiah almost had whiskey come out of his nose.
I did.
That would have been awesome. That would have been a clip on repeat that people had to make. No, but we don't support the black arts in the sense that we don't do witchcraft. But McGregor, he did have an interview where he was talking about the law of attraction, and he was saying like every fight he ever had, he always, because he was talking about how, I don't know what his wife, or not, she's not even married, but his lady, who's the mother of his children. She would support him when he was just a broke fighter training. She had a job, and he's like, man, I remember like I would get defeated, and I would come home and I would just be down. And she says, okay, I'm going to make you the foods. I'm going to make you the meals that you need to eat, the nutrition you need to partake in. And, I'll drive this crap car. But I would sit there in this crap car, and I'd envision driving a nice expensive car. I'd envision these fights, and I'd envision how the fights would go out. And when I envisioned them so well, it came to foreseeing, and so that's when I call it the black arts. Literally, like, I don't know if I've ever done that. I mean,
he was doing some kind of witchery, is what you're saying.
I mean, I believe in like things like mood boards, where like, if you have a goal, like make sure you look at that goal every single day. If your goal one day is to own a house, then print out a picture, put it on a thing, be like, that's my dream home. Like, I want to own that one day. And sure, like, it's gonna remind you every day. I don't believe that you go and start envisioning paying your mortgage, and then you're like, I'm not gonna pick up the checkbook and your mortgage is gonna pay you. That's not gonna work. Like, I mean, I think there's a lot of steps to happen.
Yeah.
But I think of reminding you where you stand, where you're going, where you want to go.
It's great to think that. I mean,
I think these are great ideas, I mean, I feel like from what I hear, some of the greatest people in history have always done things like that when they reach they didn't reach, and I've always kind of said this, but you don't reach for the trees, you don't reach for the clouds, you reach for the moon, because if you reach for the moon and you don't get to the moon end of the day, well, guess what? You're on the clouds.
Just hanging from a tree branch.
That's a lynching. We don't support
Whoa.
that. I don't support that,
Jesus,
bro. I don't know. I'm
just
just
so racist.
Why would you say you're hanging from a tree branch?
You're horrible.
You're not even
I meant like swinging like a monkey, bro. What?
Don't say that.
Whoa.
Don't say that.
Jesus.
Don't say.
Why did you just bring it to this, bro?
Oh,
I'm just trying to be a man here.
so I will.
I thought we were just talking about St. Patty's Day.
Can I say something about some of the things I've been going through, though?
What have you been going through, Alex?
Dude,
Rough things?
Dude, this is episode 2 and I'm not wearing a hat. This is episode 2 and I'm not wearing a hat. We've talked about this before. I'm 30 years old. I'm losing hair like I'm 40
Your
years
hair
old.
looks good, though.
Well, you know what it is? I got a haircut before coming here. I literally, this haircut is an hour and a half old. Okay.
Okay, it looks good.
Shout out to Supercuts for giving me the
did
hitter.
Did you really go to Supercuts?
They call this the hitter.
For real, did you go to Supercuts?
I did, yeah. I go to the same gals out there all the time. Yeah, they just kind of get me when I tell them.
You go to a real barber?
I did used to before. I used to go to the bench, or not the bench. I used to go to the Hyde Park barber, where the place they only take cash. And the guy also doubles down as a meat butcher after hours.
Park?
Hyde Park. You never been to Hyde Park?
Oh, I've been there. Oh, I don't go there on purpose,
bro. I like Hyde Park. It's a very hipsterish.
I don't go there on purpose.
It's very hipsterish. I like it. So they got me on this. So I started losing hair in the back. And I started losing hair right over here in this receding line.
I'm glad we can talk about this right now.
So, no, please, no. And the reason, here's why. I bought a new product.
Oh.
I had to look it up what the name of it was.
Oh.
So, okay, so before I used to do the product called Monet. And it's pronounced, I think it's pronounced Monet, but I think it's spelled Monet. No, it's spelled Monet, but he pronounced Monet.
You should not pronounce Monet.
You ever paid $100 for a thing of shampoo?
Neat.
For a thing of shampoo?
I haven't.
You shouldn't. Because I
wouldn't.
feel like I lost more hair than if I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, no, I did. I lost probably more hair. So I did that for a few months. So that's a couple $100 at the way. No, I feel
you're
about
on a
my
new
shampoo.
kick now?
I'm on a new kick. So, but here's the thing. Before I got to this kick, I did the Monet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm 30 years old. My stress level is not that big. I exercise pretty well, and I feel like I deal with that stress pretty well.
You run your hair out.
That's a thing. Right?
Your hair falls out when you run too hard.
I feel like that's a thing. I read it in a book. So get this.
So Haynes for sure has less hair.
Yeah, that's why he came out the
70
merch.
70 mile run.
70 yard run.
70 yards.
You shouldn't be doing that, Cam. Nobody's meant for running 70 yards. And so so right after the Monet thing, I was like, oh man, I'm 30 years old. I got genetics, but okay. So how do we slow down? So I read the study. They did the study in 2014, and they did they took 80 people in the study, and this is weird. This is so weird.
Sounds weird.
So the ages ranged. They're all alopecia.
Did they lock them in a basement
with one knife?
Ooh.
It was all alopecia patients.
Who has the most hair win?
It was all
Go.
It was all alopecia patients, so they're all losing hair like that, and they're all ranging between the age of 8 and 40.
Okay.
And they did one remedy for 2 months straight, and the remedy was you take onion juice, so you extracted juice from the onion, and you put some olive oil in there, and you mix it up, twice a day you put it in your hair for 2 hours, and after what is it? They say 8 weeks. They saw like 70% people, 80% people grow their hair back out.
Huh.
I did that for 3 weeks. My hair stunk.
Your
hair stunk. My wife wanted nothing to do with me, physically or emotionally, and I didn't grow any hair, so I kind of kicked that to the boot. And I went today to get a haircut, and the gals were talking to me. I think this was like my third encounter. The girls were like sharing real life events. But like, oh, my uncle did it, or like one of the gals today. I asked her about it. I said, hey, so what do you think about it? She goes, oh yeah, my mom's boyfriend did it. Like he saw her results in like 3 days. I'm like, what is it? So she showed it to me, and I bought it. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's called. Here's the problem that I have with it.
You just bought it today.
I bought it today.
Okay.
Like literally,
so
I got in the car.
A real life
No.
Result.
This is not my hair.
Okay.
It's called.
Looks like it's glowing.
It's called
on your phone.
It's called Eprovag. I think about the wrong stuff.
Vag.
I think about the wrong stuff, bro.
Jeez, bro.
Who has vag?
They're trying to get rid of the hair down there.
It's called Eprovag, bro.
Trying to grow it.
They kept trying to tell me it's Vaj, but I think it's worse when you say
Vosge.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have some hair
It's
on
not
my
frog.
upper back.
Wow, lucky.
I don't know.
Lucky you, dude.
I don't know. Well, none of us as lucky as you, dude. You got a mane on top of you, like a beautiful stallion. The way you're don't do that. Don't do that, dude. I gotta pee like a racehorse right now. You're making there's a speaker right here. I feel like I'm peeing it on
real
right now.
bad.
Don't do that with your hair. It makes me pee more. Is it weird that it makes me pee more? I don't know.
Do we need to pause for a minute, or should we just end it?
Nah, we should end it here in a second. Let's let it.
This is kind of
You feel
melancholy one, wasn't it?
Was melancholy?
Yeah, was it? Wasn't as funny. Usually we're like, well, maybe it's better though. Maybe it's better that we're not laughing constantly on the.
I think we have ourselves
podcast.
Contained. I think we have ourselves contained.
We got it together.
I think we got some ropes on these.
I was trying to harness it a little more.
I did too. I did too. Hey,
way
to tame that beast.
I laughed a lot the last one.
Yeah, no, I did too.
I was kind of embarrassed listening to myself.
Ah, you did great. You did great. You're my biggest. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan.
Hey. I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. That's gonna be a
don't quit me.
That's gonna be a thumbnail right there. All right.
Yeah, this will be the thumbnail.
As I drink my lips into the finger.
So good.
All right, folks.
So good.
We're gonna start wrapping it up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with your friends.
Subscribe.
Like, comment, share if you haven't done so already.
Tell everyone.
Yeah, we like your
Say,
support.
hey, we know this guy.
We do this weekly.
Two good-looking dudes.
Hey, send them off, Jer.
Episode 7. Happy St. Patty's.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
God, don't say that. I hope you're wearing green right now. If you're not wearing green, I'll pinch you. Real soft and subtle. It'll be I'll pinch and twist. Pinch and twist. Hey, guys.
Don't hurt him.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.